encore une fois, nous sommes ici et cette fois-ci, on va parler des professions. Je vais vous parler un petit peu de comment ça se fait que je me suis devenue prof. Et puis, ça va être à votre tour où vous allez écrire une paragraphe après de compléter des exercices en VHL de votre avenir des professions. Okay? So, what did I just say? So, I said that today we're going to be talking about professions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my story to let you know how I became a teacher. And then after that, it's going to be your turn. We're going to go into a breakout room where you all are going to discuss some of the things that you've put on your list of ideas of what you want to become. And then for a homework assignment, you're going to do the VHL, 2 activities there. And then you're also going to write a paragraph about what you want to be. And it just, use your imagination. Nothing's written in stone yet, unless you know for sure what you want to become. But what I want you all to do is to be able to use expressions that, demonstrate future tense. And so we're going to review some of those as well within this video and today's lesson. Ok, alors je vais commencer avec mon histoire. So I'm going to start with my story. Quand j'étais tout petit, ma maman m'inscrit dans un programme de français d'immersion. J'ai pris tous mes cours en français. Et puis, à l'âge de 13 ans, je suis allée au collège où seulement mes maths et mon cours de français étaient en français. Tous les autres cours étaient en anglais. Après ça, j'ai déménagé et à Washington, il n'y avait pas de programme d'immersion, alors il fallait que je prenne seulement le cours de français et tous mes autres cours en anglais. Alors après ça, comme j'étais dans un programme qui spécialisait en l'architecte et les maths, c'était un programme d'ingénieur. C'était pas vraiment un programme de langue étrangère ou de langue mondiale. Alors, ce que j'ai fait, j'ai complété mes études, j'ai reçu mon diplôme du lycée et j'ai continué à l'université de Maryland, de College Park, où j'ai inscrit pour le programme d'ingénieur d'aérospace. Oui, c'est ça. Je voulais devenir ingénieur d'aérospace et c'était quelque chose que je croyais que je voulais devenir. Alors, après ça, j'ai commencé à prendre des cours et j'ai décidé, ça c'est pas pour moi et ce que j'aime vraiment, c'est le français. Alors, c'était à ce point-là où j'ai décidé que je voulais devenir prof. Alors, j'ai passé des années chez moi. Je me suis mariée. On a eu des enfants. Et puis, j'ai décidé de retourner à l'université. Je m'inscris à St. Mary's College of Maryland. Et c'est là où j'ai reçu mon diplôme d'université en français. Alors, c'était à ce point-là que j'ai commencé à chercher pour travailler, au boulot, pour travailler comme prof, comme professeur de français. Et maintenant, ça fait 6 ans. Ça fait 6 ans que j'enseigne et c'est quelque chose que j'adore. J'adore enseigner le français. En fait, j'ai enseigné au niveau collège et maintenant au niveau lycée. Mais je sais pas, j'aime bien enseigner les étudiants en français pour qu'ils puissent apprendre pas juste la langue, mais aussi de la culture et écouter de la musique et de me poser beaucoup de questions et aussi avoir des expositions de nourriture française. Je pense que chaque année, mes élèves me demandent, Madame, est-ce qu'on va manger cette année-ci? Est-ce qu'on va manger cette année-ci? Je dis oui, 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 je vous promis, on va le faire. Mais malheureusement, cette année, on n'a pas eu l'occasion, mais j'espère que euh, qu'on retourne, si on retourne à la fin de l'année, sinon, eh bien, en fait, à la rentrée, on va avoir une occasion, pardon, pour manger. Et maintenant, je vais vous expliquer tout ce que j'ai dit en anglais. So now I'm going to explain to you what I just said in English. So some of you may have caught most of what I said, but just in case you didn't catch it, it's okay. So I went to a French immersion school during elementary. In middle school, I went to a school that only offered French for English and math class, and the rest of my classes were in English. When we moved, I went to a high school that only offered the language itself, no special program, but they had a pre-engineering program. And so I took all the classes to qualify for, my diploma, for my high school diploma. And I took all the necessary classes except for pre-engineering class. That's the only class I didn't take. J'ai pas dit ça avant en français. I didn't say that before in French. I just remembered. Mais j'ai pris les langues. J'ai pris le français, l'espagnol et un cours en arabe. So I took a French class. I took Spanish classes, and I took an Arab class for one semester. An Arabic class. And after that, I got accepted to the University of Maryland in College Park for aeronautical engineering because that's what I wanted to be. And so I got there and I started signing up for all these language classes, and I'm like, am I really doing what I want to do? And so, University of Maryland, after I left there, because that wasn't fit for exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted something that was on a smaller scale in terms of like college experience. But what happened was I got married, had kids, as you all know, and then I decided to go back to college to get my degree. And I graduated from St. Mary's College of Maryland with my degree in International Languages and Cultures with the emphasis of French. And I started teaching. I started teaching in middle school, and then I transferred over to high school. And I love what I do. I love teaching. I love teaching French. I love giving, students lessons, and not just in, the book lessons themselves, not just the grammar, but, other things like, exposure to culture and movies and food. Because every year I would do the food thing. It's just that this year we don't have that opportunity, not unless we get back in before the end of the school year, but if we don't, then it's okay. Of course, at the reentry at the beginning of the school year, I'm definitely going to make sure that we have that food expo for French food. But as you can see, this is one reason why I wanted to talk to you all about professions, because what I originally thought was going to happen changed, right? So sometimes, when we are young and we are in high school, and even sometimes when we're in college, we have an idea of what we want to be. Sometimes it sticks, right? Sometimes it doesn't. But what I did was I went after the things that, really captured my interest and that took to heart. And so, c'était mon passion. This is my passion. Language is my passion. Teaching is my passion. Je suis prof de troisième génération. I'm a third generation teacher. Okay, and so I want to talk to you guys now about, expressing what you want to be and how you want to say it in the future. So one thing that we know about when we talk about professions in English, we say, I want to be I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a dentist, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a mechanic, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a pantologist, I want to be an ophthalmologist, I want to be in the Navy, I want to be in the Marines, I want to be an officer in the Navy, I want to be a jet pilot. Whatever it is that you want to be, that you aspire to be, we always say a or an in front of it. But in French, it's different. We just say, I want to be, and then the actual profession directly after it. That's why I say, je suis prof, right? Je suis professeur de français. I don't say, je suis un, or je suis une professeur de français. I say, je suis professeur de français. So I just say directly what it is. Or maybe I want to be a photographer or a painter, right? Or a writer, right? So je suis écrivain. Je suis cinéaste. Maybe you want to, work in the film industry. So there's a lot of things that we can think about what we want to do and what we want to be. So when we talk about what we want to be, we use the expression je veux devenir, right? I want to become. I want to become. What do you want to become, right? Or if you know, and there's a definite, je serai. I will be, right? Je serai. And so when you talk about what you want to become or what you will be, we also talk about the necessary steps for you to get there, right? And we use the expression il faut que je. So what you're saying is I have to or I must. So what must you do in order for you to achieve, that profession that you want to go into? Is it necessary that you go to the university? Right? Or maybe do you just need a certificate? Do you need to just go take some college courses? Do you just need to, do you need to take the test to see where you rank for your position in the military? I don't know, what route you're taking for what you want to be, but I do know that there is a route. There are things that you must do in order to get there. So we're going to be talking about il faut que. Alors pour moi, il faut que je vais à l'université si je veux devenir professeur. So I must go to the university. I must go to a university if I want to become a teacher. So we're going to be talking about that, and that's what we're going to go into the breakout room for, okay? So we're going to be, like I said before, we're going to be using the expression je veux devenir, je serai, il faut que. We're also going to review some other expressions, so hold tight, I'll be right back. So if you guys remember the list from last week, we talked about irregular verbs. And with être, avoir, aller, and faire, these are the four we're going to focus on. These are the ones that we're also going to be using when we are in the breakout room. So, je serai. Je serai means I will be, right? That's the one that I used over here. And if I want to talk about what I will have, right? So, I will have my diploma in 4 years. J'aurai mon diplôme en 4 années, right? J'irai mon master's en un an. I'll have my master's in 1 year. J'irai à l'université de, Université de Maryland, Université de Virginie, Université de Caroline du Nord, Université de Floride, Université de Harvard, Université de, Yale, Université de Brown, Université de Georgetown. Il y en a plusieurs universités où tu vas aller pour s'inscrire, pour recevoir votre diplôme d'université. Et puis ce que vous ferez peut-être au travail ou ce que vous ferez à l'université. Ce que vous entendez, c'est mon chat Belly, elle miou miou en ce moment-là. Faire. Je ferai mon mieux à l'université. I will do my best at the university, right? Je ferai du travail. Je ferai du travail à mon bureau. I will do work, at my office. There's, like I said, what you will do, right? So we have what you will be, right? What you will have, where you will go, and what you will do, right? And what is necessary. So those are the things that we're going to be utilizing in the breakout room. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. All right, à bientôt. Ok, de quoi allons-nous parler aujourd'hui? Alors, aujourd'hui, on va parler des pronoms relatifs. Ok, relative pronouns. Ok, on va parler des pronoms qui, que, dont et où. Ok, qui means who, that, or which. Que means that or which. Dont means of which, of whom. Où means where. And please remember to put that little accent, l'accent grave sur le U. N'oublie pas de le marquer. Don't forget to do that, because if you don't, you are totally changing that word. Without that accent, it means or, right? You put the accent on there, it now means where. Okay. Et qu'est-ce que c'est un pronom relatif et pourquoi est-ce qu'on l'utilise? On utilise le pronom relatif pour combiner des phrases. Comment vous pourriez voir, j'ai fait les maths encore une fois. Je suis toujours en train d'utiliser les maths pour que vous puissiez comprendre comment ça fonctionne dans la langue française. So I'm always using math and French to demonstrate to you guys how to put things together, right? Because language itself is it's a math problem. I mean, it literally is. You have pieces that you have to put together, and when you put them all together, you have to look at it. You have to try to solve it. Sometimes you have to simplify, and make some adjustments. Whether it's removing the e, adding new endings, whatever it is to the sentence. But at the end, you have a solution. Vous avez une solution. Vous avez créé une solution. And so this is the math problem that I've put out there. So I put S1 for sentence 1. And then I put, the missing factor, of course. And then S2 for sentence 2. And that equals a complete sentence. And so as you can see here, the missing spot, you're either going to put qui, que, dont, or eu. And the reason why I put that there is because each one, depends on certain factors. So you just can't add whichever one you want, right? So it depends on the necessity of the pronoun and how it's served. So, like I said before, don't confuse the two, because you can see I put ou in black, right? Ou, which means or, and où, which means where. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the first one, and I'm going to use sentences for each one and break it down so that you guys understand. Okay, so we're going to start off with qui, which means who, that, or which. Okay, so what I did was I took one sentence and then I took a second sentence. And what we're going to do is we are going to combine them together so that it makes one sentence. That's what relative pronouns do. They take one sentence and they take another sentence, they combine them together, right, to make one streamlined sentence. So the reason why I have this E here is because E stands for the element of the sentence. They use element in the book. That's the only reason why I used E here, because if not, I definitely would have used S to symbolize that E represents a sentence. So this is just referring to the book, but definitely I prefer S. So when the subject itself is repeated twice, that is what the focus is on. So as you can see here, in the first sentence, les élèves habitent à Bladensburg. Okay, ça c'est la première phrase. Et puis la deuxième phrase dit Bladensburg est près de Washington DC. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il répète dans ces deux phrases? Qu'est-ce qu'on voit? What do we see that repeats within these two phrases? What word? Oui, Bladensburg. So that's going to be our focus, right? So it fits this, right? Because we see that there's a subject that repeats twice. Ok, nous sommes ici et comme vous pourriez voir, ce que j'ai fait, j'ai souligné le sujet qui se trouve deux fois. Il se répète, tu vois, c'est pour quelle raison on utilise qui. Et j'ai inclus seulement une fois dans la phrase. Et ben, on a fait les maths, on a pris la première phrase, on a ajouté qui, et puis on a ajouté la deuxième phrase pour créer notre phrase complexe. Et ben, comme tu peux voir ici, ça maintenant les élèves habitent à Bladensburg. Les élèves habitent à Bladensburg. Bladensburg est près de Washington, D.C. Maintenant, cette phrase devient les élèves habitent à Bladensburg qui est près de Washington, D.C. Et comme vous pourriez remarquer ici, j'ai répété ça ici pour que vous pourriez voir comment ça fonctionne et pourquoi j'ai choisi qui. All right, so here you can see what I did was I took sentence number 1, just like in the math example, and then I took the selection that I had to choose from, right? Qui, que, dont, où. I used the parameters. I looked at the parameters for me to pick qui, right? And that qualifies. And so what I did was I now added it to the second sentence right before it. And then what we did was we created our complex sentence. So that's what you see here. Sentence 1 plus qui plus sentence 2. And now we have the complex sentence. Okay? All right. On va retourner, mais cette fois-ci avec le pronom relatif que. Ok, cette fois-ci, comme vous pourriez remarquer, vous avez un autre problème de maths et je vais vous expliquer comment ça fonctionne. Okay, so here we're looking at the word que, which means that or which. Okay, and the way that que works with relative pronouns, in the first sentence, it has to be the element or it has to be the subject, right? But in the second sentence, it has to be the subject of the direct object, objet direct. So I know you guys remember working with direct objects and indirect objects. Remember, direct objects answer what, and indirect objects answer to whom or to what, right? So that's what's needed. So the reason why you see this here is because the element needs to be in the first sentence, and then it actually needs to be, it needs to reappear again as the object or the subject of the direct object, so making its second appearance, right? So that's how it would look like. That's why I squared it. So here we go. All right, so what I did was I took the first sentence as an example. Sandrine lit un livre policier. Right, so I said that Sandra is reading a police novel. Right, and then the second sentence says Vincent lui a donné ce livre. Then I said Vincent gave her the book. Right, he gave her the book. And so now what we're trying to say, Sandra is reading the police novel which Vincent gave her. So how are we going to piece that together? We'll be right back and we'll see how it works. Ok, maintenant on va voir ce qui est arrivé aux deux phrases. Ah ben, ici on va commencer avec Sandrine lit un livre policier. Vincent lui a donné ce livre. So Sandra reads a police novel. Vincent gave her, this book. And so we're trying to say that Sandra is reading a police novel which Vincent gave her, that Vincent gave her. So here we go. Sandrine lit un livre, right? Lit un livre que Vincent lui a donné. We could also even change this to le, right? So to say that she's reading the book, right? The book. So we could say le, right? We have options, right? If we have to change it. So we can say Sandrine lit le livre que Vincent lui a donné. So that is how you put that together. So what is the que representing, right? So what is the subject in this sentence? The subject is the book, right? And what is the direct object of what Vincent gave? He gave what? He gave the book, right? So we're piecing those together and creating the sentence. All right? And there you go. And that is how you use the relative pronoun with que. All right, so let's move on. And we have 2 more to go. We have dont and où. Okay, see you soon. Okay, whew, this one took some figuring out. I mean, I was really going back into math. As a matter of fact, I even had to go on the internet and figure out what was the right symbol to represent this. And I think I got it right. I'm not sure, but I hope I did. Okay, so now we're going to be using dont. Dont, which means of which or of whom. See, teachers are always learning. Just because, you know, I have my degree and everything doesn't mean I have to stop learning. Obviously, I had to go back and I had to review some of my math. I had to brush off, you know, the cobwebs and everything. But here we go. So how do I use dont? So the way dont is used is if it appears in the first sentence, it now appears in the second sentence, but it needs to be preceded by the preposition de. And remember, de means of or from, right? And so that is how we use it. So this is this is the math formula that I found. I'm hoping that it's correct. So in order for us to find this, right, we have the element, which is in the first sentence, right? And then what we see is that it reappears in the second sentence, but that second sentence is preceded by the pronoun de. So here we go. Voici nos phrases qu'on va combiner pour faire la phrase complexe. So here are the 2 sentences that we're going to put together so that we can make the complex phrase. So the first sentence says, Madame Louise est professeur. So Mrs. Lewis is teacher. Remember, that's how it translates directly, but we want to say Miss Lewis. In English, you write, you know, Miss Lewis is a teacher. But remember, because this is a profession, we don't put un, une, le, or la in front of it, okay? So then we have the second sentence. Vous m'avez prévenu de cette professeure. Ah, you told me about that teacher. You warned me about that teacher. So we're putting these 2 sentences together. Miss Lewis is a teacher. You warned me about, you know, this teacher. So now we're going to put it together. So it now says, Miss Lewis is the teacher of whom you warned me, right? Miss Lewis is the teacher of which you warned me. And you're like, wait a minute, here you don't have any noun articles, but now you have one. Why? Because we, like I said before, we are using of which, and so we are now, you know, describing, and so that is now a role. It's and so because of that, we now take the noun article predecessor. So, Miss Lewis is the teacher of whom you warned me. So, this is just something to remember. When you see it in a phrase with professions, you don't use noun articles, but when you use your relative pronouns and you're combining two sentences into one, you're going to make sure that that pronoun, that profession now has a noun marker. Okay, well, I hope I've clarified that. And now moving on to the last one. Woo! Parce que ça, c'était vraiment, vraiment complexe. Ok, on y va. Ok, comme je vous avais promis, on est à notre dernier pronom relatif. Et celui-là, c'est où. And où means where, when, or in which. And so the math demonstration that I decided to use was a subset that had either part or all of the element, and so this is how it works. Here's the example. J'achète un sandwich de poulet et des frites à Chick-fil-A. Voici Chick-fil-A. So the first sentence says, I buy a chicken sandwich and fries, French fries, at Chick-fil-A. And the second sentence says, here's Chick-fil-A. So now we're going to incorporate le pronom relatif où dans ce cas. So now we're going to demonstrate how that works within the combination of these two sentences, and this is what we discovered. Voici le Chick-fil-A où j'achète un sandwich de poulet et des frites. So here is the Chick-fil-A where I buy a chicken sandwich or where I buy a chicken sandwich and fries, right? So at first I was saying I buy a chicken sandwich and fries at Chick-fil-A. Now I'm saying here is Chick-fil-A. So now I need to be specific, right? So now I'm specifically talking about which Chick-fil-A. Here is the Chick-fil-A, right? Here is the Chick-fil-A where I buy a chicken sandwich and French fries. And so that is how is utilized. Ok, d'accord. Alors, cette fois-ci, on voit, c'est toujours la combinaison de la première phrase, et puis qui, que, dont ou où, et puis la deuxième phrase pour former la phrase complexe. Ok, so we have qui, que, dont et où. Alors, ce qu'on va faire maintenant, vous allez recevoir votre devoir à faire en Clever, c'est-à-dire VHL, et je te verrai la semaine prochaine. Et si vous avez des questions, envoyez-les-moi. And if you have any questions, just send them to me. Ok, au revoir et bonne journée.